Don't get me wrong, I love my husband, he knows I do. Honey, if you come across this video, please don't take it personal. My dear, making the decision to marry my husband was beyond love. Yes, I loved him. Yes, we were committed to each other. But then I had some selfish reasons, and I know that selfish might sound negative to some of us, but they are honest and they are reasons that pushed me to accept him. I just want you to know that marriage goes beyond love, and love alone cannot sustain a marriage. And for you to make a decision to marry someone, my dear, yes, love is important, but look beyond the love. You see, our opposite gender, when they decide to marry a woman, they don't look at, let me be frank with you, most of them don't look at, I love her. They look at, is she a good person? Is she a wife material? Is she a mother figure? Can she help me in ways? Me, my dear, I looked beyond the love and I considered a lot of things. Let me tell you, at a point in time, my father was sick. My father was seriously sick. And my mom and I didn't have a brother, so there was no man in the house. And that time, this young man, now my husband, was pursuing to marry me. Then I called him and went like, oh, Kofi, Mr. Papa Yari, my father is sick. Please come and help us take him to the hospital. And when he came, my father said, oh, I want to go to private. There was no way he could go. So can I say my boyfriend? Because I hadn't really accepted him. Let me say, okay. Then my boyfriend took my father, put him on a chamber pot. I know the guardians will understand me and know the intensity of what I'm trying to say. Allowed him to do what he stood there, watched him do whatever he had to do. Cleaned him. This one was vomiting. Cleaned him and then dressed him up. Took him in a taxi actually, because he didn't have a car. Took him in a taxi and then took him to the hospital. Then my mom and I prepared and then went. When he went there, they said, oh, this man needs blood transfusion. And then he said, oh, test me. If mine is compatible with him, just take mine and give it to him. And then he donated his blood for him at that time. Though my father never came back of the hospital, he died at that time. He died I think the next day or the next 2 days. But that action he did, you know what he told me? He told me that this guy is compassionate. A young guy of 26, that's why he was 27 years. A young guy, after we married at a very young age. A young guy of 27 years could do this. Someone who is not even his father. Someone, so I realized that he was compassionate, and that when, I'm not saying something should happen, but in future, when something happens to me, I know that this guy will be there to take care of me. I mean, physically take care of me. I'm not talking about money or finances, but then he would be there. That singular act. My dear, when you are going out with someone, as I said, look beyond other things. Marry someone who is compassionate. Someone, I am shishi. I really wish to commit me a country in this video for you to understand what, but I'm going to mix it. Obia I am shishi. Okay. Another reason is because of the way he took care of his mother and his sisters. A reflection, how a man will take care of you, how a man will treat you, how a man will love you. It's a reflection of how he takes care of his mother, how he takes care of his sisters, how he respects his mother and respects his sisters. Some young men don't even, because they think I am the one taking care of her. They don't regard their sisters because they think, now you are married, you have a boyfriend. My husband, even though his sisters were married, his sisters had kids, and he was the youngest, he was still concerned about them. I remember one of his sisters was in labor, and then the sister's boyfriend was nowhere to be found. Like it's not like he wasn't even present in the whole pregnancy journey. And when she was in labor, my boyfriend then took her to the hospital, stood with her, made sure she gives birth. Then the following day when he came, he was walking in and then he saw the sister's boyfriend. He was like, okay, wow. I've sent her to the hospital for her to go and give birth, so go and take care of it. Like, he practically took care of his sisters and his mother. And I realized that this guy is a family guy. Like, they need that form. He's not young guy, I say, or faha, uraha, chese. I don't know whether you get me. Another reason is that he was secured. Let me put it that way. At the time we were dating, I had finished my first degree. He had finished his diploma. And then I told him, oh, I want to pursue and do my master's degree. And he said, wow, go ahead. any young man, some young men, let me put it that way, will go like, Obanso, he would reflect his level on you and would think that when I allow her to even pursue that master's degree, she's going to be proud of me, so I will not allow her. He never felt that way. He was so secured in his skin, knew himself as a man, that even if I allow this lady to pursue her dreams, I also have my own dreams, and at the right time, I would also pursue my dreams. My dear, marry a man who is positive, a man who is secured, a man who believes in you, a man who will give you the opportunity to be what you want to be. Not a man who dreams are shit. He will try to bury your dreams with his own dreams because he thinks that I am the man. I have to do this. This man never made me feel that way. And he made sure that whatever that I want to do, I pursue my dreams, I pursue my aspirations. One come here and shit. But coming forward, I always thank God that he gave me him, but I am also proud of myself that I made that decision. Because even as at now, whatever I want to do, as far as my dreams, my aspirations is going, you tell me, okay, do what you have to do, but make sure that it doesn't interfere with our family life. Make sure that you still have time as a mother, to be a wife. But aside that, whatever you want to do, you know me now, I don't have any problem. And he doesn't have any problem with it. My dear love, marriage goes beyond love. You are a young woman, you have a lot of dreams, you have a lot of aspirations. At a point in time, you need someone to encourage you, to tap you at the back and tell you, oh, go ahead, you can do this. So if you end up with a man who is so insecure in his skin, I can tell you that as at the time I was dating my man, my source of income was more than him. But he never felt insecure. And now, he's way far more way richer than me. If that is a good construction to say. He's richer than me. He never at a point, he believed in himself. He knew that he had potentials. He knew that he has his own dreams that he should pursue. So his dreams shouldn't interfere with mine, because I can do whatever I wanted to do, so far as it is not morally or legally wrong. This guy also had a kind heart. He takes care of people. When he has it, you ask him. So some days when he's going out of the house, he doesn't put money in his car or put money in his pocket, because by the time he comes back, nasika nashi. That is how kind he is. My dear, don't marry a rich person. Marry a giver. Marry someone who is kind. At the end of the day, you can marry a rich person and he won't even give you. But if you marry someone at that point, even though I was making more than him, he still makes sure that every month the 50 cedis be the embalming. And I am the type that if I'm going out with you, or even in marriage, if I need something, I'm not able to say it. But then at that time, about 13-14 years ago, every month this guy was giving me 50 Ghana cedis. And it enabled me to save some money to be able to rent an apartment after my national service. Another reason is based on the fact that we came from the same town. Don't get me wrong. Now listen, I was the only child. My mom was down with cancer. My father had already passed away. My mom had businesses she had started in our town. And I asked myself, if I marry someone outside this town, leaving everything, every business that we started here, or my husband is going to move from his place to come and stay with me. I was just looking at, then my kids, they will come from different town. In fact, I considered a lot of things. Don't get me wrong. As I said, these reasons were personal. In fact, I considered a lot of things. To me, I'm not saying that you shouldn't marry someone who is from a different place or a different tribe. Another thing is that I saw that he was concerned about my happiness. He's the type that wouldn't want to do anything to hurt me. He's the type that wouldn't want to do anything to make me sad. And who doesn't want a man like that? Who doesn't want a man like that? A man who would say, like, and then he is also very respectful. he respects the elders, he has accountable people. When he does something and then you say that, oh, I'm going to tell this person, or even if I tell his mother and his mother talks to him, he listens. All these are reasons, my dear, you should consider. I am not saying that he is a perfect man. No. I'm not saying that he doesn't have his shortcomings. No, he does. Because you won't get 100%. You won't get all in one man. But I weighed and I saw that the positive things, the positivity is more than the negativity. I got about 80% good and 20% bad. And then I asked myself, with this 20% but is it something that I can deal with for the rest of my life? Is it something that I can handle? Is it something that I'll have that patience? Another reason is that he had patience with me. He never pressurized me, in the sense that when he started proposing to me, when we started going out, I told him, gentleman, even though we come from the same town, even though we grew up together, I don't know you that much when it comes to relationships. And so I can't just start having sex with you because you said you love me. Give me some time. And he gave me enough time. He never at a point told me, if you love me, you let me have sex with you. And if you love me, why are you not doing this? He had that patience for me. And maybe I think I would have to ask him why. Because he had that patience for me. So my dear, I am not saying, as I said, that you should get all what I'm talking about in one man. No. Maybe you can be with a man who is not patient. Maybe you can be with a man who is not kind. Maybe you can be with a man who is not an accountable person. But me, I can't. Do not base your decision on, but I love him alone. It goes beyond that. You need other things to sustain the marriage. So whatever his weakness is, ask yourself, is this something I can deal with for the rest of my life? If you can, go ahead. If you cannot, my dear, please do not go in. Because marriage sometimes at a point in time becomes difficult, that you need to motivate yourself to stay in, and you cannot motivate yourself and motivate another person to stay in. So please stop there, but I love him, and look beyond the love and consider other things. These are selfish reasons why I accepted my husband. If you think I was so selfish, don't come for me in the comment section. If this video has helped you in a way, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're a wife watching me and there are other selfish reasons that made you accept your husband, I want to read about it in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that, and I'll definitely see you in the next video. Cheers.